Hey everyone, so it's going to be pretty loud in here because I'm at the Gateway Factory and Warehouse in St. Louis. I threw a drive with my Gateway Assassin and the thing flew so far, I'm just looking for it and I don't know where it landed. But it doesn't matter. While I'm looking for it, I'm going to give you guys a little history lesson about Gateway, a little bit about the history of bag and disc manufacturing, but mostly as it relates to Gateway. So, there's a long history and lineage of disc manufacturers in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but that's a whole separate video. And the story of Gateway starts in the 90s, so that's where my story is going to begin. So, in the 90s, Innova Champion dominated the market. Absolutely, for sure. They were the biggest player. Discraft was making a dent throughout the 90s, getting larger and larger, making up ground, but they were still in the chase card at this point. And there was a company called Lightning out of Texas that never really truly caught on. A couple other companies like Whammo and DJ were making golf discs, but for the most part, those were the big three. Also at this time, golf bags were a bit problematic. I'm not sure how else to describe it. A golf bag in the 90s, or at least through the early 90s, was basically a circular piece of fabric on a strap. It held 8 or 9 discs, or even frisbees before then, and that's it. And Dave McCormack was in St. Louis, and Dave was already a distributor for the manufacturers, putting golf discs in stores, which was fairly unheard of at the time. But more than that, he was putting courses in the ground. His model was, if I put a course in the ground, then I have a built-in retailer that I can sell golf discs to, right? Again, when it doesn't go awry, capitalism works. And capitalism was driving the growth of the sport, obviously. So it was a fantastic model, but golf bags were awful. Dave came up with this incredibly revolutionary idea, mind-blowing at the time. Dave said, what if instead of keeping your keys and your wallet in your pocket, what if you could actually put them in the bag? Right, we take this for granted today. It's obvious. It wasn't obvious in the early 90s. It was obvious to Dave. God, if I can't find this Assassin anywhere. I hate looking for lost discs. It's awful. But anyways, that was Dave's revolutionary idea. He also came up with the idea of not carrying your drink separately, but having a drink holder in the golf bag. Again, mind blown. He also put a plastic rack in there so your discs would stand up on a row instead of just kind of laying in there loosely, getting bent, folded. Back then, discs would literally just break if you set them down wrong. Not all discs at that point, but certainly some frisbees would. So Dave came up with the idea of making golf discs. And that was just Dave calling me. And I told him, shut up, I ain't done yet. I didn't really say that, but I thought it. Anyways, so Dave was distributing to all these stores, and then he decided he's going to start making discs. Now, in the early days of Gateway, he went through the same learning curves as everyone else does when they're new to a business, especially something as complex as manufacturing plastics and polymers and all that. So there were growing pains. But what's the expression? Right now, this is not your parents' Gateway anymore. He's making fantastic discs, amazing plastic. He's licked a lot of the problems with consistency that was difficult in the past, and I can't speak highly enough about what Dave's doing at Gateway today. And I'm going to try to get an interview. Hey, wait, there's my Assassin. I knew it landed here somewhere. Cool. If you're not throwing the Assassin from Gateway, you're wrong. Seriously, these are great. You should give them a shot.